Okay. The next problem statement is like this. Using seismic coefficient method, analyze the frame situated in zone 5. Okay. He has given the zone number 5. Okay. It is a 4-story RCC building as shown in the figure. And the building is infilled with the brick masonry. Dead load he has given 12 kilonewton per meter square. Okay. On the floor. Okay. And 10 kilonewton per meter square on roof. On the roof. Live load he has given. Live load equals to how much? 4 kilonewton per meter square on floor, and on roof it is 1.5. Okay. And say that he has given the column size. Column size and beam size are same. Okay, it is 300 by 600 mm. Okay. See here he has given the size of the column and beam. Next one we will take slab. Okay. Slab thickness he has given say 150 mm. Okay. One second, hold on. Better we will take this one. Because at a single stretch you will learn how to determine the dead loads and live loads. Okay. So the problem statement is like this. The multi-story building has the following datas. Okay. The plan dimension it is 20 by 15 meters. Okay. It's 20 by 15 meters. The second one is number of bays in x direction. It is 4 numbers are there and each of 5 meters. Okay. How many bays are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 number of bays are there and each spacing it is 5 meters. Okay. Then number of bays in y direction. There are 3 bays at a spacing of 5 meters. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. This is your plan seeing from the top. Okay. And floor to floor height, he has given 3.2 meter. Number of stories as now 4 number are there. Total height of the building is 12.8 meters. Okay. And here he has given the size of the columns, beams, slabs. Okay. Size of the column and the beam are 300 mm by 600 mm. Slab thickness it is 150 mm. Live load he has given 3 kilonewton per meter square, which is equal or greater than sorry, lesser than or equal to 3 kilonewtons, so we will take 25%. So RCC infill with brick masonry, it is falling in the zone number 4, and hard strata 5% of damping is done. Okay. So draw as per the diagrams given things. So each floor he has given 3.2, 3.2, 3.2, and basement it is 4.2. That is total height he has given 12.8 meter. Okay. A number of stories he has given, just to provide 3.2 for each, and the remaining will be for the basement. Okay. Just see the question once more. He has given the plan. Okay. And he has given the base in x direction and y direction. He has given the number of floors, floor heights, etc. Size of the columns he has given. So one thing is that here he has not given a dead load. So you have to calculate the dead load, and he has given the live loads. So we will go for the calculations. The first thing is that we will calculate the zone factor. Okay. Zone factor. He says it is falling in which zone? Zone number 4. So go for the code book. Table number 2. Okay, here you can see zone factor. In the question it is said that it is falling in the which zone? Zone number 4. Okay, the value for it is 0.24. Okay, so the value of Z, how much it is? It is 0.24. Sorry. Therefore, Z equals to how much? 0.24. From where we have got? You have got from the code book. That is from table number 2. Okay. Then we will go for the importance factor I. He has not mentioned any of the importance, that is whether it is a school building, hospital building, any public sectors. So we will take I value equals to 1. Suppose it is school building, public building, then what we had done? We have taken 1.5. That too we will get it from the table number 6. From table number 6. Yeah, from table number 6, whether it is any important buildings, means we will take it as 1.5. So in question he is not mentioned anything, so what we will do, we will take I equals to 1.0. Okay, then we need the value of R. Okay, R is nothing but the response reduction factor. So we'll assume it is a SMRF. SMRF, that is nothing but the special moment resisting frame. Okay, so for this the value of R it is 5. Other you can consider it as a OMRF, nothing but the ordinary moment resisting frame. So here the value of R will be calculated from the table number 7. So if you are taking OMRF, you can take it as 3. So here I am assuming it is SMRF. So the value of R will be 5. Okay. Now I have taken R equals to how much? 5. Then we have to calculate the T. Okay, how we will calculate the T? We have a formula 0.09H divided by square root of D. Okay, because it is infilled with the bricks. Okay, here you can see it is infilled with the bricks. So we will take T equals to this much. So substitute the value where H is the height of the building. It has given 12.8 divided by square root of base width he has given. See, here you can see it is 20 meter by 15 meter. Okay, First you can calculate for x direction, then you can calculate for y directions. Okay, first you can take it 20 meter and calculate the value of t, and then you can take 15 meters and calculate the value of t. Okay, so here I will take t equals to d equals to 20. So the value of ta, or we can call it as tax in x direction, it is 0.257. Suppose say if you are going for y direction, ta y direction, in y direction if you see the diagram, here it is 15 meter. Okay, in x direction it is 20 meter. So if you are going for y direction, it will be 0.09 into 12.8 divided by square root of 15. Say for tay, which will be equals to 0.297. So after finding the time period, the next thing is that we have to determine SA by G. Okay, how you will find the SA by G? First we will see what type of soil it is. First we will see in the question that he has mentioned that it is situated at the hard strata, means the soil type is hard. So what we will do, yeah, here SA by G it is found out. First we will see which type of soil it is. So he has given hard strata, so here we have strata. Suppose if he has given any medium means we will see this flower bracket. If it is soft means we will see this one. So for our question, according to our question, it is hard strata, and we have to see the T value, and our T value it is 0.257, and another one is 0.297. So it is lying between 0.1 to 0.4. The value 0.257 lies at this, means at this conditions. T lies between 0.1 and 0.4. So SA by G directly we will take it as 2.5. Therefore SA by G, how much we have got? 2.5. Okay, then we know the formula to determine the horizontal seismic coefficient, that is AH. What is the formula? It is Z into I upon 2 times of R multiplied by SA by G. Correct? Now, whether he has mentioned any damping, we will see in the question. He has mentioned that it is 5% of damping. Correct? So, first we will substitute the value. What is the Z value? It is 0.24. Correct? Multiply importance factor, it is 1 divided by 2 times of response. It is how much we have got response, it is 5, multiplied by SA by G, how much it is 2.5. Correct. Then previously I have said that if we give a damping of 7%, 10%, 8%, 5%, whatever, then we have to go through the code book. Yeah. Okay, multiplying factor for obtaining the values for other dampers. So our damping is how much? 5%. So we will multiply a factor by 1 per 1. Suppose if he has given 10% of damping is, then means damping is nothing but the restricting or reducing the vibration. So we will multiply it by 0.8. Okay, but in our question it is 5%. And one more thing, keep it in mind, if it is say 8% it is given, 8% of damping is done, but in tabular column you don't have any 8%. So we have the value for 7%, we have the value for 10%, but we don't have the value for 8%. Then what you do, you will go for the interpolations. Okay, so coming back to the question, our damping it is 5%. Correct? 5%, the factor it is 1. Correct? So we will multiply it by what? The factor will, we will multiplying the factor by 1. Therefore on calculation, AH value we will get as 0.06. Okay, Then, so up to now we have determined the seismic coefficient, horizontal seismic coefficient. The main thing is that we have to determine the base descent base shear, that is given by Ah into W. So we have got the value of Ah, but we don't know the seismic total seismic weight. Okay, and in question also he has not mentioned what is the load on each floor. Suppose this is your floor. Okay, he has not mentioned what is the load on first floor, second floor, and roof. Okay, and even he has not given the dead loads. Okay, so what we have done, what we have to do, he has given the column size and beam size, correct? So with respect to that one, we have to determine the dead load of the column, dead load of the beam, dead load of the slab. Then we will determine the total dead load acting on the each floors, okay, and also on the roof. In previous questions, he has directly given the dead loads, but here he has not mentioned any of the dead loads. So most important thing, most of the students make mistakes here only. So first thing we will go for slab to beam, beam then column, correct? So first we will determine the dead load of the column. Dead load, sorry, dead load of slab equals to, what is the area? It is 20 meter by 15 meter, correct? And what is the thickness that he has given? He has given 150 mm, therefore 0.15, and we will consider the density as 25 kilonewton per meter square. So the total lead load of this slab, it will be 1125 kilo Newton, correct? Then we will calculate the dead load of slab, sorry, beam. What is the beam dimension he has given? 300 by 600, therefore 0.3 by 0.6. Okay, what is the length he has given? He has given 5 meters, correct, multiplied by density. And one more thing, we have to check how many number of beams are there. Okay, here you have two options. One thing is that you can take beam length as 20 meter, or you can take it as 5 meter. Then you have to count how many numbers of beams are there. Suppose say that I'm taking beam, I will change the color. Say that case 1, I'm taking beam as 5 meter. So if I'm taking beam equals to 5 meter, then I have to count how many number of beams are there. Therefore 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. Total how many beams are there? 31 beams are there. Suppose if you are taking beam length equals to 20 meter, correct? So if you are taking 20 meter means, we'll change the color. Okay, I'm taking, it's not visible. So I'm taking beam length equals to how much? 20 meters. Means from here to here it is 20 meter. Therefore, how many numbers of beams are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many beams are there? 4 beams are there. Four numbers are there. And I will take beam equals to 15 meter. 15 meter means 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Totally how many numbers are there? 5 numbers are there. So this is case, in case 1 we have taken beam equals to 5 meter and total number of beams how much it was? It was equals to 31 numbers. In case 2 I am dividing in horizontal direction and vertical x direction and y direction. So in x direction I am taking beam length equals to 20 meters. How many beams I am getting? 4 numbers. I am taking 15 meters. So I am getting 5. Okay. So there are different ways how you calculate the number of beams. Okay. Now here, what I am doing, I am taken B equals to how much? Beam length equals to how much? 5 meter. Therefore, how many numbers of beams are there? There are totally 31 number of beams. This is 300 by 600. Length is 5 meter and density is 25 kilonewton per meter square and number of beam. So the resulting dead load of the beam will be 697.5 kilonewton. Correct. Then we have completed with slab, beam, and we have left with the column. Therefore, dead load of column. Here also same, 0.3 by 0.6. Height is how much? 3.2. How many density? What is the density? It is 25. And what? How many number of columns are there? How many number of columns are there? Just check it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 fours are 20. Therefore, there are 20 number of columns multiplied by 20. We will get equals to 288 kilo Newton. Correct. Now, we will calculate the dead load on. This is for floor. Now we will calculate for roof. Okay. Dead load of slab, that is roof slab, which is equals to weight of slab plus weight of beam plus weight of column, but here we will take it as half of the weight. Okay. Therefore, substitute the value. Weight of the slab, how much we have got? 1125. And weight of the beam, how much it is? 697.5. We have already calculated. And column load, how much it is? 288. We will take it as half of it. Therefore, the total weight is 1966.5 kilo Newton. Correct. Then we have total load on each floors. Equals to add means weight of the slab plus beam plus column. This is for roof. Correct. Now for floor it will be 1125 697.5 plus 288. Okay. It will be equals to 110.5 kilo Newton. Okay. Just remember the dead load, or means sorry, total load on each floor. Sorry. Total load on each floor, how much it is? 2110.5 kilonewton, and the total load on roof, how much it is? It is 1966.5. Okay, now we have left with the live loads. Okay, we have finished with the dead loads. Now we are going for the live load. Live load on each floor equals to area is how much? 15 into 20, correct? Intensity how much he has given? He has given 3 kilonewton per meter square. But how much we will take according to IS? We will take 25%. Okay, if it is greater than 3 means we will take 50%. If it is lesser than or equals to 3 kilonewton per meter square means we will take 25%. Correct? Therefore, which is equals to 22.5 kilo Newton. Correct? So we have got dead load and live load. Now we want the seismic weight of each floor. Means on each floor, what is the total? Means suppose this is your frame structure, first floor, second floor, third floor, and fourth roof. Here, what is the seismic load on each floor? Means combination of dead load and live load. Dead load plus live load. Dead load plus live load. Here, dead load. Correct? We want to determine the load on each floor. So, seismic weight on each floor on each floor, which will be equals to what? Dead load plus live load. What was the dead load we have got? 2110.5. I will show you. See, dead load on floor. Don't get confused with the floor and roof. Okay. So total dead load how much it was? It was 2210, and live load how much we have got? 22.5. It is not 22.5. It is 220, 225. Okay. So dead load this is this much plus live load, it is 225. Adding both, we will get 2335.50 kilo Newton. Correct? So how much load is acting at this floor? It is 2335.50 kilo Newton. Correct? Similarly, here also same, because it is on floor, it will be also same. Here also same, but on roof. Therefore, seismic weight on roof, which will be equals to dead load plus live load. Live load we will take 0, 110.50 plus 0, which will be equals to, sorry, 1 second. This is the not dead load. Dead load, how much we have calculated? We have got 1966.5. Correct? Therefore, how much it is? 1966.5 plus 0. Therefore, total seismic weight on roof, how much it is? 1966.50 kilo Newton. Therefore, mention it here. It is 1966.50 kilo Newton. Now, add all these weights. Okay. Therefore, W equals to 223.50 multiplied by 3, means 3 floors are there. 1, 2, 3 plus 1966.50, which will be equals to total seismic weight, which will be equals to 8973 kilo Newton. Okay. Finally, we have got the value of W. VV is what? AH into W. We have got the value of AH and we have got the value of W. See, only just take care of roof and floor. Okay, don't get confused which one you are taking. So take care of roof and floor. Roof, there is a dead load for roof and there is a different dead load for the floor. Okay. So what was our AH value? AH we have got 0.06. Okay, we have got the value of W also. Therefore, VV design base shear will be equals to AH into W. AH we have got 0.06 multiplied by 8,973 kilonewton. Therefore, the design base shear it will be 538.38 kilonewton. So finally we have got the design base shear. Now, if he says to determine the design lateral forces, okay, design lateral force. Okay. So how we will do it? It is also available in the code book. Here. Okay. Q equals to what? VB into summation of equals VB into WI into HI square divided by summation of WI HI square. So just split the formula and make a tabular column. That is, first one will be story, the next one will be weight at nth floor, ith floor. Next we will be having the height in terms of meter. Then we will have WI HI square. Just split the formula, that's it. Then we have WI HI square divided by summation of WI HI square. Then we have Q equals to base shear multiplied by WI HI square divided by summation of WI HI square. This formula, what we have done, we have just splitted it. Correct? So here we will go from top to bottom, that is fourth floor. Okay. What is the total weight here? If you see here, it is 1966.50. Okay. Therefore, write it here 1966.50. What is the total height from the bottom? It is 12.8 meter. Just multiply both of them. It will be 322,191.3. Okay. Now, third floor. What is the weight here? You can see it is 2335.50. Okay, write down here 2335.50. What is the total height from the bottom? It will be 9.6. Okay, here if you multiply, it will be 215,239.68. Similarly, the second one, the weight is same, height will be 6.4. Here it will be 95662.80. The first one, the weight will be the same. It is 3.2, 2391.52. Okay. So we have got this much. Then you have to take the summation of this column. Okay. Summation of WI HI square means add all these things. It will be 657,008.58. We have got the summation of WI HI square. Now coming to the next column, see here you can see WI HI square divided by summation of WI HI square. Therefore, this divided by this. Okay, it will be equals to 0.490. Now this divided by this, it will be 0.327. This upon this, it will be 0.145. Similarly, it will be 0.0364. Now here what to do, just multiply VB, we know the value of VB. Okay, multiply by this column, it will be 263.8, 176.05, 78.06, and 19.59. Okay, this is how we will design the seismic building with respect to seismic coefficient method. Okay, anybody having doubt here? Anybody having doubt? Hello, anybody having doubt? Okay. Just we will glance it once more. See, it is a multi-story building. He has given the plan, okay, in X direction and Y directions. So he has given number of bays, that is 4 number of bays, and each bays are at 5 meters center to center. Okay, therefore he has given bays in Y direction also. Floor height he has given, number of stories he has given. Okay, everything he has mentioned. The thing is that just give importance to the infill, whether he has mentioned infill or not. Okay, see the zone, see the strata, and see the damping. Okay, the first step will be determining the zone factors. Okay, for zone 4 it is 0.24, directly we will get from the table. Importance factor, check whether he has given any school building, public sectors, hospitals, etc. So if it is given like that, means it will be 1.5. If he has not mentioned anything, means you can directly take it as 1. So R value, just check whether which value he has given, SMRF or OMRF. If he has mentioned SMRF, means take the value as 5. If he has mentioned OMRF, means take 3. Okay, as in question he has mentioned the value of means it is infilled with the brick masonry, so I will go with this formula. So I will get the time in both x-axis and y-axis. Now we have to, with help of the time period, we will calculate the acceleration. It is 2.5, directly we will get from the code book with respect to medium, whether it is a hard shut or soft or medium. Okay, after calculating everything, we will determine the horizontal seismic coefficient AH, and it is given by the formula ZI divided by 2R multiplied by some SA by G. So substitute all the values and just take care about whether he has mentioned any damping. 5% of damping, it will be equals to 1. If he has mentioned any 7%, 10%, etc., then directly take it from the code book. So we have got the value of AH. Then we have to determine the value of VB, that is design based shear. The formula is AH into W. AH we have already calculated, but we have not calculated the slab, means seismic weight. So here the main thing is that we have to determine the dead load for roof, dead load for the floor, live load for the uh, live load for the floor, correct? So in the question he has not mentioned any, he has not given any dead load, live loads. So he has given the slab dimension, beam dimension, and column dimension. So first thing what we will do, we will determine the dead load of the slab, that is area multiplied by the thickness multiplied by the density. We will get the dead load of the slab. Dead load of the beam, how we will calculate it, is dimension multiplied by the length of the beam multiplied by the density and number of beams. So we will get the dead load of the beam. Dead load of the column, dimension, height of the beam, height of the column, density of the concrete multiplied by number of columns. So we will get the dead load of the column. So this is for entire for the floor. So now we have to determine the for roof. For roof, it will be, what we will do, we are taking the weight of the column as the half of the column length, column height. So we will get the A total weight load on this roof, it is 1966.5. So we have got about the roof, we want about the floor. Just add these three things, directly we'll get the total load on the each floor. Then we want to determine the live load. So according to IS, if it is the live load, the mention if he has mentioned live load which is lesser than or equal to 3 kilonewton, then we will take 25% of the live load. Suppose if he has mentioned live load greater than 3, then we will take live load equals to 50% of the live load. So we have got the dead load and live load. Just determine the seismic weight on each floor, that is dead load plus live load. You will get the load on first floor, second floor, third floor, and on roof you will take only directly dead load. So adding all these three total loads, we will get the total seismic weight, that is 8,973 kilonewton. So ultimately we will calculate the base shear H into W. So we have got the design base shear. So we will go for the determination of the lateral forces. What you do, you split the formula, okay, and calculate the rest things, okay. And one more thing, if he has mentioned RCC building, means just you calculate the value of T with respect to this one, okay. RCC frame building without any infill, then we will take one more numerical. Just I will explain one more numerical here only directly. We will take recent one. 2016 is the recent. 2016, 2016, 2017. Yeah, here it is little bit different. Okay, so I will go for this one. I think I will do. Okay, the question is like this: determine the seismic forces in x and y directions. Okay, at each floor level for the residential RCC structure shown in the figure. The building is located in zone number 5. The soil conditions are medium stuff. The special movement, here you can see special movement resisting frame RC frame are infilled with the brick masonry. Okay, the lump weight due to dead load and may be taken as 12 kilonewton per meter square. The floors are crater to a live load of 4 kilonewton per meter square, and the live load on the roof it is 1.5 newton per meter square. Okay, these are the given things, and you can see the diagram. It is little bit different. Okay, this is the from the top view. Okay, this is your plan. Here you can see the elevations. Here 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are similar, but here you can see only here it is a two set and here is a single set. Okay. But in YZ direction, here it is a pure fully rectangular one. So how to do calculation with respect to this one? So the first thing is same, the zone number 5 directly we will get from the code book. Okay, it is zone number 5 is zone factor, it is 0.36. I value importance factor, whether he has mentioned any important factor, is a residential structure located site condition residential. Okay, so just check the questions clearly once whether it is which type of building. So here it has taken 1.5 and special moment resistance, so he has taken R equals to 5. Then he has calculated the value of T and Y. Here he has taken 20 and 15. Okay, if you, this will be 20 and this will be 15. Okay, time period in both the directions. Okay, both the directions. Therefore SA by G, it will be how much? 2.5. Then AH, how will calculate AH? ZI upon 2R SA by G, and he has not mentioned any damping. If he has not mentioned any damping, means it will be equals to 5% of damping. Okay, therefore you have got the AH value. Then we need load calculation. See, load calculation on the first floor, dead load plus live load. What is the area? The area is most important. See, it is full, correct? You have to see in the both the directions, XZ direction and YZ direction. Okay, here how much it is? If I, it is 5 meter, 5 meter, 5 meter, 5 meter. How much it is? 20. Here it is 5 meter, 5 meter, 5 meter. How much it is? 20 by 15. In plan, you can't justify this one. Okay, so you have to see plan and you have to see the elevations. Okay, therefore 20 multiplied by 15, and he has directly given the dead load, so it is 12 kilonewton per meter square. Then load on the second floor. So second floor is also same. Okay, if you see the diagram, second floor is also same, 5 meter, 5 meter, 5 meter, 5 meter. This is 20 and this is 5, 5, 5. This is 15, correct? Therefore you have got 4200 kilonewton. Now when you come to the third floor, okay, you are going for dead load plus live load, correct? In third floor, if you once check it, see, here it is how much? 5 meter, 5 meter, and here it is 5 meter, 5 meter, 5 meter. Okay, therefore this is 10 by 15. 10 by 15. Okay, multiplied by the density. The dead load he has given how much? 12. Okay, then live load, it is greater than 4%, 4 kilonewton. So what we are doing, we are taking how much? Only 50% we are considering, 10 into 15. So we have done with the third floor, and we have left the final one was the top floor. Oh, okay, here you can see only 5 meter. Here it is 5 meter, 5 meter, 5 meter. Therefore 5 by 15. So for the fourth floor, it is 5 by 15. Actually, it is 5 by 15, not 5 by 5. 5 by 15 multiplied by the density. So we will get how much? And say it is nearly equal to 900 kilonewton. So you have got the dead loads, sorry, loads for the each floor: first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor. Add all these, all the fours. So we will get 1000, sorry, 11,400 kilonewton multiplied with AH. So you will get the value of BB equals to 3847.5 kilonewton. So therefore, just go for the tabular column, substitute the values, and find the value of Q. Okay, and at last draw this diagram. Okay, for the last floor, how much it is? And one more thing, it should be story 4, story 3, story 2, and story 1. Okay, here he has one in reverse order. So your fourth story, how much you have got? It is 1019.5, just mention it here. For third floor, how much he has got? 1338, just mention it. Okay, similarly for the other floors. Got it? So anybody having doubt here? I hope the seismic analysis is perfect for you. Okay, if anybody having doubt means you can ask for me.